Hello everyone, I welcome you to ODM learning, and today we will be starting the first chapter of geography, that is your resources. So here these are the contents that we will be covering throughout this video. That includes your introduction to the resource, then classification of resources, why we need to conserve resources, and what do we mean by sustainable development. Let's start the chapter. So first here goes, what is a resource, or what exactly we mean by resources. A resource is anything that can be used to satisfy human wants. It includes things which are present in the environment and which humans use directly. Things which humans transform into usable materials to satisfy their needs, and is classified into natural resource, human-made resource, and human resource. Natural resources are the resources that we get directly from the nature. For example, tree, fruits, vegetables. Human-made resources are the resources which humans create using technology and skills. For example, bridges, roads, vehicles. Human resource consists of people with skills and technical knowledge or technical know-how. Like it determines the people's ability and their capacity to do some work. So with this we have covered two questions, that is what is a resource, give example, and what is the major classification of resources. Now let's go to the further classification of resources. The first classification was the major classification of resource, that is natural resources, human-made resources, and human resource. And then we have classification of natural resources on the basis of origin, that is biotic and abiotic resources, on the basis of continuity in supply, that is renewable resources and non-renewable resources, on the basis of development and use, that is your actual or developed resources and potential resources. Then on the basis of distribution, we have ubiquitous resources and localized resources. Let's start to know in detail about biotic resources and abiotic resources. As we have discussed, biotic resources and abiotic resources are the classification of natural resource on the basis of origin, that is how they are obtained. So biotic resources are obtained from biosphere and they are living components. For example, the plants, animals, bacteria, fungus, your fishes, livestock, anything from the biosphere which we consider as living component comes under biotic resource. Then we have abiotic resources. Abiotic resources are obtained from lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. They are non-living components and such as like from lithosphere we get rocks, minerals, soil. Then we have from atmosphere gases and air, and then we have various water sources from hydrosphere. Now let's go to the second classification on the basis of exhaustibility supply. Okay, so that is your renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Here, renewable resources are the resources which can be renewed or reused, and these resources are very good for environment, so they are also called sustainable resources. This includes air, wind, water, and sunlight. Second one is your non-renewable resources. These resources cannot be renewed or reused once utilized. These resources are not good for environment. They pollute our environment and they are available in a limit. So there are chances that in near future we will be left with no renewable resources, and that is why they are called exhaustible resources. That includes your fossil fuels, LPG gas, your coal and minerals, nuclear energy, etc. The next one is on the basis of development. See actual or developed resources and potential resources. Actual resources are the one which we use currently. An actual resource might have been a potential resource in the past and it may end up in future. For example, all the deposits of the minerals, fossil fuel, water, plants and animals that we are using today, they are your actual resource or developed resource. And we know exactly the quantity of actual resource that is available to us. Your potential resources are those resources that are not being used currently. A potential resource can prove useful and become an actual resource in the future. If we as human, we try to develop techniques to use the resources, then it becomes actual resource for the current time. Example are given like our solar energy, wind energy. We are using them currently also, but we are not using them in large scale that they can be used for. That is why they are considered as potential resources. And also example is given of uranium deposits in Ladakh that can be used to produce electricity, but as we do not know the technique to produce electricity or generate electricity from uranium, we are not able to use it currently. So they are potential resources. And as we do not know the technique, so we are also unaware about the quantity of a potential resource. Next one is your classification on the basis of distribution. So that is ubiquitous and localized resources. Ubiquitous resources are those resources which are found all over the world. That means these resources are available throughout the world. It does not govern by any physical conditions. For example, wind, air, sunlight, water. Okay. Now next one is your localized resource. A localized resource is one which is found in a particular region or physical condition. The presence of a localized resource is governed by physical conditions. It means that we have a particular place where we can find a particular type of minerals. Like there are states where we have uranium, like we have discussed about uranium deposits in Ladakh. So it is found in Ladakh, so that is a localized resource. And then we have in Odisha we have deposits of coal and iron ore. So that is also localized resource if we discuss about the states. So up to this we have covered these questions, that is what are the various bases of classifying natural resources, give examples of biotic and abiotic resources, then which resources are environment friendly, the names of non-renewable resources, and what is the classification of natural resource on the basis of development. And the sixth one is what is the classification of natural resource on the basis of distribution. I hope from the description you are able to, or you have already understood what exactly we mean by all these questions, and you will be able to answer them. So I wish you a happy learning. I will be coming back again with the further video. Thank you everyone. Stay safe and take care.